You think this could be a bipartisan issue in Washington? Congressmen fly every week. Their flights get canceled, too. They also authorize funds for the FAA. The picture of the Capitol right there is taken not too far away from Secretary Buttigieg's office. He's only a few blocks away. They could all get together and try to come up with a solution. And as a matter of fact, this week is Aviation Week in Washington. So Congress is dealing with what matters most, not to you, but to them. They want to increase the number of flights in and out of Reagan Airport. That's their big issue. Reagan Airport's only a few minutes from the Capitol, so congressmen love it. They want more flights, especially the West Coast. Right now, it's restricted to flights within 1,250 miles of D.C., with a few exceptions. Bill O'Reilly is here, host of the No Spin News and a frequent flyer. Bill, I feel like it's silly in a way to lead with airline cancellations and delays, but at the same time, it's kind of emblematic of how Americans feel about the way things are in America, that they don't work anymore, and the people who are supposed to look out for us are falling asleep at the wheel.
Certainly the federal government is not working on any level at all. Try to get a passport. You can't even get a passport. So what people don't understand is that the government really runs the airlines because all the airports are on public land. It's not like private land. This is taxpayer-funded land at the airport. And the federal government deems it over to the private airline companies. And so the federal government is really in charge, not the CEOs of Delta, JetBlue, American, on and on and on. When you have a very weak Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, then you have essentially no leadership. Now, a bunch of journalists asks for how many private jets Mr. Buttigieg has used in the 2.5 years he's been Secretary of the FAA. How many? Oh, Pete won't hand it over. So now Freedom of Information has to be filed. Maybe Congress will get involved. But this is just insulting to every single American. We pay this man's salary. So the bigger picture is that he's shaking the hand of the president, who could not care less whether airlines are delayed, canceled. He doesn't care. Why? Because he goes on Air Force One. So he doesn't feel your pain. There is a solution to this. The solution is for the federal government to begin fining American air companies when they screw up, to draw up a list of rules that they must follow. And if they don't, they get slapped 50,000 here, 100,000 there, whatever it may be. Leland, I'll tell you what, that goes into effect, you'll see the U.S. airlines be 100% better within a month. That is the solution.
Right. In the end, the airlines are going to continue to make money. They'll do what they do in Europe, which is raise ticket prices. We'll end up paying part of the fines or paying for them to have more planes available or anything like that. But I want to zoom out a little bit. I think you make a great point that things don't work. Passports, you can't get passports. There's the drug shortage issue. There's inflation issues. There's food shortages issues that we went through. There's the supply chain. Okay, then there's train accidents all over the place that we've had. There was the time that there was all the airline issues with the close calls on runways, on and on and on and on. And now I get us to politics, right? Because the war right now in the Republican Party is a culture war. That's all that they're talking about. And these sort of everyday issues that people are upset about, that's affecting every American in this really personal way, seems to be going by the wayside. And I'm wondering if there's not a missed opportunity for either party to come out and say, we're going to fix this.
It makes sense. The culture war issues are not going to help the Republican Party specifically. Generally, it will, because people hate woke. So as long as the Republican Party is going to attack woke, they'll benefit. But once they get into the specifics of abortion or other very controversial issues, they always lose, because the media always sides with the Democratic Party in culture issues.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.